I'm going to show you how to make an origami fish. So the first thing we have to have is a square piece of paper. If you don't know how to make a square piece of paper, you can look at my previous video that shows us how to make them. So for our first step, we have to take our paper and fold it into a triangle. So corner to corner, and really make sure that this is creased very nicely. So you use the nail of your thumb and run it along that crease to make it really nice and flat. Then we want to make an X. So we're going to take this corner and match it to the other corner. And if you need to pause at any point because your paper's not cooperating with you, do it. Origami is something that takes patience and practice. And when I say practice, I mean like 100 times practice. Use your nail to move that. Let me get these scissors out of the way. Then we want to make a plus sign inside our paper. So we're going to take the bottom half of our paper and fold it up, matching up our two corners to make a rectangle. Using the back of your nail. And if you need to redo a fold, that's totally fine. Redo those folds. Now I'm going to open it up, turn it, and make the last line for my plus sign. I'm going to use the back of my nail to make that crease nice and strong. Okay, now to get started for our fish. The first step for the actual fish construction is to take this top of our paper and we're going to, instead of folding up like we were before, we're going to fold the top down. We want the crease to be at the top right here. So our taco is upside down. Then we're going to take the right side and we're going to flop it over onto the left side. So right over to left. So we have creases at the top and we have creases on the side, and then we have a whole bunch of flappies over here. So I'll start that all over again. I have my creases at the top, two creases at the top, creases on the side, and then a whole bunch of flappies here, a whole bunch of little pockets. I'm going to go in the top pocket, put one hand at the bottom to keep it still. Then I put one hand inside here. I lift up and drag it over. And if it's not wanting to go, you just show it who's boss. Up and over. So then we have kind of a triangle attached to a square. You just smush that down, recrease your folds so they know which direction they should be going in now. So we have a triangle attached to a square. We're going to take this whole thing, flip it over. We're going to do kind of the same thing, but our hands are going to be in different places since our paper is kind of different now. We're going to put one hand on top of this triangle to keep that still. Then we're going pocket, kind of spread out your fingers to make it fold and lay on top. So now you have a nice pretty triangle. And we are almost done. Now I'm going to take this top flap of the triangle and I'm not going to line it up with this crease. I'm going to go further. Not a ton further. Maybe about as big as this little flappy is. I'm going to go about half as far. And you want it to make a point with the end of this big triangle, right where my thumb is. Then we take this top flap and we line it up with this right here. So I'm just folding it right over like that. And that ends up being the tail fin. So we can flip it over and see how it looks. Looks kind of like a fish. If you don't like the angle that your tail fin is at, you can totally adjust it and change it by maybe making this one smaller, a smaller fold. And then maybe making this one like That would make it so you had lower fins. Or you can make this one bigger. Making this one bigger, it makes this one a little bit smaller. That would make your fins higher. So you're really just adjusting to see where you want your fins. So this could probably be a couple of different folds until you decide where you get it, where you like it. Okay, and then you can take a pen or a crayon maybe add some things. Traditional origami, you don't draw on it, but I like to draw on it. Makes it fun. All right, there's your origami fish.